Rather than living off food, fairies absorb emotions to survive? Why wasn't this in the trailer? Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another video on The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. I uploaded my reaction to the trailer earlier today, and now we're going to go through the blog post. So we're going to change it up for this one because I realized this blog post is way longer than I thought it was going to be. Especially after watching that trailer, it did not give me that great a first impression, but look at all this. So I figured instead of what I would normally do, which would probably make this about like 20 to 30 screenshots on the screen, just read through this. We'll just read through this on camera here. So become one with the natural world in The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature. Can you hear that? It sounds like the soft whisper of Mother Nature calling you to a charming new world. Oh, never mind. That's actually just nature calling from a privy bush. Anyways, Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack welcomes you all to Innisgreen, a beautifully lush and wonderful land where Sims and nature live in perfect or chaotic harmony. If you're ready to answer nature's call, let's dig deeper into the whimsical soil of Innisgreen. A sprinkle of fairy dust, please. Innisgreen, an emphasis on green. I don't know why I just thought about golf for a second there. It's all about balance and recovery. Let nature living come naturally. You make The Sims community builds featured in Enchanted by Nature from Cracked Kyber and The Sims Scroll. A sprinkle of fairy dust, please. Mother Nature has a very interesting proposition. Wow, that was a bad pun. Should you choose to accept it? With her guidance, Sims can become the fairy, capital F, they were destined to be. And once they complete their transformation, they'll have the choice to flutter down two very different paths. So it does sound like there is a skill tree, maybe, or it could be something different. There's the harmonious fairy, a benevolent winged helper who wants to aid other living things, find health and balance, and the discordant fairy, a flying mischief maker that enjoys stirring up a little chaos and making everyday life harder for the Sims around them. The fairy path is yours to fly with wings to match. Actually, okay, this reminds me a bit more of the business system with businesses and hobbies, which I guess is still kind of a skill tree. But why wasn't that in the trailer? I feel like they should have put a bit more in the trailer to make us more excited, because first impressions do matter a lot. But fairies can develop abilities that let them nurture plants, manipulate objects, change the moods of others, and more, but be wary of emotional starvation. Rather than living off food, fairies absorb emotions to survive? Why wasn't this in the trailer? Like, come on. Either directly from other Sims or from bottled emotion potions. Failure to do so may welcome their untimely demise. Wow, okay, so there we go. That is different from spellcasters. Okay, that's probably the best thing I've heard about this expansion pack so far. But you'll be able to customize your fairy look to your own fairy liking with an extensive array of wings, skin tones, ears, teeth, head accessories, glowing tattoos, and more. Fairies can even use their fairy charm to deliver a special woohoo? What? Okay, I just assumed if there was going to be a new woohoo spot, it'd be in the fairy house, but okay, that sounds different in some way. Maybe it's just like in miniature form flying up and it's like woohoo, fireworks, and that's it. But okay, yeah, the customization sounds pretty cool. I mean, even in the trailer, they looked interesting. And then don't worry, non-fairy Sims, you can also have some magical fun with fairy dust, using it to enchant plants, bring gnomes to life, and more. Okay, yeah, so there's gonna be more to do with gnomes. So whether your fairy sim chooses to sow wonder or spark chaos, or your sim with fairy interesting neighbors, it's just the beginning of your fairy tale. Yep, there's the leak screenshot we saw before with the 3 different neighborhoods. Emphasis on green. 3 neighborhoods make up Innisgreen, each one connecting you to nature in their own unique way. There's the coast of Ardmore, a peaceful seaside village where everyday Sims enjoy life's simple pleasures. Stepping out of town brings us to Spruce Dairy Grove, a vibrant blend of friendly shops, cozy homes, and draping ivy that blurred the line between civilization and the natural world. Okay, yeah, so it's more like the middle neighborhood. And then finally, we venture deep into the magical forest of Everdew, a thick and mysterious woodland humming with enchanting energies. So yeah, that's probably going to be the most interesting one of the 3. And then Innisgreen is full of new adventures, skills, and traits too. You can balance moods and discover natural remedies with your apothecary table, seek out Mother Nature, and embark on a transformative journey to becoming a fairy. That's cool. So Mother Nature is an actual character. Be your best plant parent and fill your home with a new array of houseplants, or unlock your inner nature nomad to dwell among the trees and live off the land. It's all about balance. Okay, that's a cute gnome t-shirt. I mean, this is probably available in cast, but I just thought, oh, maybe from that gnome merch stand in the trailer, maybe that's actually how we unlock that one. Yeah, interesting clothing going on there. Yes, love plants. Okay. There's the apothecary table, some shelving, glowing potted plant. And then this gnome's gonna be good because of the halo over the head, just like Seasons. Oh, and these are probably herbal remedies right here that were made on the apothecary table, and I can't tell what that is. It looks like some sort of new recipe. When Sims start to lose their balance and become imbalanced, life can get a little harder to navigate. For example, one may acquire new skills at a slower rate, or their everyday needs may become harder to solve. And if a sim enters the very imbalanced territory, that's when ailments start to show up, like the greeny meanie. With this ailment, Sims will learn and complete gardening tasks faster than normal. Yay! But they're constantly angry and prone to outbursts that are off-putting to other nearby Sims. Eek! And that's just one of many. There's emotional void, simoleon fever, and sonic sinuses, to name a few. That is interesting that there's even a positive side to ailments, because I just assumed they'd all be negative, but imbalance isn't the end, it's simply the beginning of a new journey. Ailments can vanish and moods can improve with cures and elixirs crafted from the new apothecary table, with special ingredients like the lightning roots and aura blossom found while gardening and foraging. Sims can follow intricate recipes for treatments with fantastical effects, and with the right amount of practice, one can take on the elixir enthusiast aspiration or become a naturopath, a new profession that serves to cure fellow Sims of their curious ailments. So this actually sounds like an active career. That's interesting. Okay. But I guess with the apothecary table, it sounds pretty similar to the herbalism skill that we already have in Outdoor Treat. Achieving balance, however, may require a little luck. Sims living in Innisgreen may experience good, ordinary, or bad luck, which in turn may affect their career, love life, cooking, foraging, and other interactions or tasks. Luckily for you, there are 2 luck charms that can be found, purchased, or made at the apothecary table, which will modify your Sim's luck for good or bad. We got a luck system. Wow. What the heck? Like, They should have put more of this in the trailer! Now you have to ask yourself, will your Sims seek balance, or will they embrace the chaos of an unbalanced life in nature? What is weird though is that this makes it sound like this luck system is only in Innisgreen, but I feel like this would be a really good core mechanic for the entire game when you have this pack installed. But then let natural living come naturally. Okay, so Sim with the potted plant. It's like, yes, leaf, sparkly leaf, and then bathing and oh, okay, so you can do that in ponds too, not just in open water. All right, doing some foraging. Step outside and make yourself at home, whether you're honing your natural living skill. Oh, okay, so that is a thing after all, or seeking the nature nomad aspiration. Innisgreen gives Sims the chance to eat, bathe, sleep, and thrive entirely off the land. Forget modern comforts. This is about embracing a simpler life in rhythm and balance with the world around you. From eating freshly caught fish, yep, so you can eat raw fish, and sleeping in the grass, to foraging for apothecary ingredients and summoning a privy bush when nature calls. Every new discovery and experience brings your Sim closer to self-reliance. For those not quite ready to give up hot showers and cozy beds, you can try the plant parent life instead and welcome a collection of new living houseplants inside your humble abode. They're not just decoration like they've been in the past. They'll need water, care, and constant companionship. You'll even be able to place them on shelves, tables, and floors to transform your home into a tranquil garden sanctuary. Okay, that is cool. I know some people have wanted that back, because I remember in The Sims 1, we did have to take care of the plants, and then if we didn't, then they would not live anymore. But okay, yeah, I guess that's kind of cool. Now, do you aspire to be an elixir enthusiast, a nature nomad, or you make The Sims? Okay, I'll make The Sims. Imagining Innisgreen community builds featured in Enchanted by Nature. Okay, I got this winding trail system here. All right. To capture the enchanting atmosphere of Innisgreen, we partnered with creators The Cracked Kyber, The Sims Scrolls, Nina Schmidt, and Sandra Pica to build an array of captivating and unique lots. The neighborhoods of Innisgreen not only draw on nature and fantasy elements, but they also take some inspiration from the architecture and aesthetics of Ireland and Celtic artistry. So, what was that about New Zealand then? Okay, darn it. I would have preferred New Zealand because that would be more different, and they haven't done a world inspired by New Zealand before. That'd be a different part of the world that we haven't seen yet, but for the theme of fairies, it still makes sense. Cracked Kyber, otherwise known as Megan, built community lots, Whistling Thistle Gardens, and the Star Song Lounge, as well as 8 Gnome Coast Street. Catching up with Sims at the Whistling Thistle Gardens is a favorite pastime of the Spruce Dairy Grove residents. This community garden has been carefully curated over the years to grow all of the residents' favorite harvest. Hopefully it works well. I mean, the ones on lots, I think, still work fine, but the ones that are actually out in the world that are not in a buildable lot, most actually don't work properly for me, and then there's a select few. I think they're only in Moonwood Mill. Those ones work well for me for some reason, but yeah, it's really strange. But besides socializing and gardening, painting and photography are especially enjoyable here as the light and natural ambiance ignite creativity. I wanted the park to be functional for a range of life stages, so I added items to make sure the whole family can spend the day there together. Said Megan, the park is really good representation of my building style and feels the most me. Okay, yeah, that's kind of cute. Oh, I do like there's the use of terraforming. I feel like that's not used nearly enough in pre-made builds, but the Sims Scrolls designed 2 residential lots, Gimli Gardens Brook and Puckett Hall, and created the Gnome, minus the E, exhibit. Gimli Gardens Brook is a garden oasis filled with luscious greenery, placing residents on a hill they want to die on. That's a way of using that phrase. Plentiful plots, gracious gardens, and quaint carvings all give this storybook home 2 green thumbs up. Whoops, I hit the microphone, sorry. I think all the levels make it feel more organic and untamed, said the Sim Scrolls. I wanted it to feel wild, like it was merging with nature, so having the home partially built into a hill just felt right, but I also wanted to emulate the vibes of an English cottage garden. Whoa, well, that's cool. We got this big tree here. Okay. Yeah, it does look like it is actually decent amount of height up here. Got this bridge going towards it. Okay, this actually looks like a pretty cool lot. Nina Schmidt or Nita designed 3 residential lots: Cranmore Residential, Greenwood Hamlet Residence, and Bard Boulevard. Along the outskirts of Everdew lies Granamore Residential, a quaint home built into one of the largest trees in the forest. The breathtaking scenery is made more beautiful by the neighborhood's denizens who can be seen out and about, using their enchantments on the world and Sims alike. It was very important for me to build something unique with a very unconventional shape that would do justice to the beautiful place where it's located. Spent a long time with this build, playing with different shapes and styles until I was happy with it. Nina's advice for aspiring builders: adding some colorful lighting makes a big difference. And now we can place plants on roofs, which adds a lot of whimsy to a build. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, okay, we can see there's some right there. That's something I never really considered, but that's a cool addition. Sandra Pica built a total of 3 lots: Gringles, 1 Murray Shores Road, and 42 Norm Fair Drive. Gringles has been the local hotspot for Sims to enjoy a few drinks after a long day of mixing elixirs. Located near the center of Spruce Dairy Grove, Sims come to take in the greenery and partake in delectable conversation. It's a community space, somewhere your Sims can meet as a family or come on a date or venture out alone to use the chess table as an activity, said Sandra, who hails from Ireland. Oh, cool. The overgrown feel of the bar is inspired by the way nature flourishes here in Ireland. To be able to bring some real-life research to this pack felt surreal. I felt very honored, and as a result, it inspired me to do the best I can for my builds. Oh, that's cute. Oh, these are the pre-order. I keep calling them pre-order items. They're pretty much like that, but just with a longer window than just before the game releases. But yeah, there's the pond, there's the fairy house. Yeah, it has the musical notes coming around, so it is functional. And the lantern, that is pretty cute. Yeah, at least you're not missing much if you don't get the pack in time to have these 3 items. Okay, yeah, this part is just describing the items and the pricing of the expansion pack and where it's available, so I don't need to read that. But wow, like, okay, it's like I'm not overly excited about the pack, but what the heck? This blog post did so much more than the trailer did. And you know, like, there were multiple times where I'm like, why wasn't this in the trailer, right? Like, I know it's a reveal trailer. It's not supposed to give everything away, but we got this blog post the same day, and I feel like it markets the pack way better for what we're getting. Like, oh, that's cool. We're even getting like a luck mechanic, and the balance thing, as I speculated, is a mechanic too. And yeah, there's some pretty build and create a sim assets. The world? I don't know. I mean, there's a few shots in the trailer where like, okay, yeah, that's kind of cool. It's a little bit better than the first impression I had. I guess a lot of this was taken up by like describing the lots, and that's why this blog post was so long. But yeah, that's cool seeing like the view here. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better about this expansion pack, but yeah, it still remains to be seen as to whether this will be a pack that will be one of my favorites, or if it will end up lower on my list. At least it seems like we are getting some sort of skill tree for the fairies, because that was one of my biggest concerns going into this pack. I wonder if this is going to be like Eco Lifestyle, where the reveal trailer also was pretty underwhelming. And then once we started learning more about it, it's like, wait a minute, this is actually way better than what you initially advertised. And the blog post also gave us more details. I mean, even though like in the end there's still like some pretty bad glitches with Eco Lifestyle, like the footprint meter not working correctly and a couple other things, but yeah, that still ended up being a lot better of a pack than I initially felt. And I am really glad I did this on camera format, because this would have been a pain to edit with all the different screenshots and all the text. So yeah, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on Enchanted by Nature so far. I will be doing a stream on my Twitch channel a little later today. The link's in the video description as usual. But yeah, we'll talk about everything Enchanted by Nature, and then we'll also do a little bit of Switch 2 gameplay, because I got my Switch 2 yesterday and I'm pretty excited about it. I played Mario Kart for a couple hours, and yeah, it's really cool. But with that wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe if you like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.